What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy CJ here with the Centipede Grass channel. As promised from my last video, here to talk about the product I'm putting down on the yard this winter. Have here my Humichar. And we're gonna get into what I like about this product, how to spread it, what it's gonna do for your yard, how it's gonna have you set for the spring. So let's get started. So if you remember back to our fall video on the John & Bob's optimized product, that was basically humic acid, this Humichar product from the Andersons is very similar. It does have the same humic acid in it, and you're basically going to get those same results. Nutrient uptake, removing toxins, improved soil structure, improved water retention, and increased microbial activity. So those same benefits that you will get from the humic acid and the John & Bob's optimized, you're also going to get from the humic acid and the Anderson's product, Humichar. Now, a few differences in the products. The John & Bob's is infused with calcium and iron. Calcium is very important to the soil, and of course, iron is one of the ways that we get that nice dark green color. So that is not present in the Anderson's Humichar product. But what Humichar does have is it has the second part of it, that biochar, which is basically just pure carbon. And the added benefit of that is that carbon stays in the soil for years, right? That humic acid is going to be gone in a season. We put it on this time of year so that we get benefits from it next growing season, but we have to continuously put that on because it does eventually work its way out of the soil. This carbon is something, it's an investment that you're making for years, and it has those same benefits, but just longer lasting. So this is it, the Anderson's Char X. They do have another called Humichar. I've tried that one before, and I really don't know the difference between Humichar and Char X, but I just figured this time I would try the Char X product. Always use gloves when I'm doing this. It is not dangerous to the touch, but it does leave a black residue from the carbon and the humic acid in the product. And I just don't like to stay in my hand. So me personally, I prefer to put on gloves, but it's not something that you have to do. And as you can see, these granules are very small. If you remember that video that we did in fall, in comparison to the John & Bob's optimized humic acid product, these pellets are much smaller. And if you notice from the front of the bag, it has DG on there. Now down here at the bottom, it says that DG stands for Dispersible granulars. So they do have DG technology that they use in a lot of their products. And what that basically means is that when water hits this product, it's going to dissolve. And I'm going to actually fill up some water so that we can see how that works. So we got us a little shot of water. You see the water in there. I'm gonna sit that down, and we're basically just gonna see how good this stuff works. Got a few pellets. I'm just gonna drop them in there. And I'm gonna let that sit. We'll come back to it in a little while and see how that works. Oh, wow. Actually, before we go, I can already see that stuff breaking up a little bit. As soon as it touched the water. I haven't stirred it or anything. So that already looks like it's working, but I guess we'll talk through the measurements real quick and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. So I like to measure everything that I do, and for turf, it says to plow 1 to 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So 1 to 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet, that's what I'm going to do. I got my scale here. If you remember when we did the John & Bob's, no, I did that right. When we did the John & Bob's, 32 ounces in this same container got us, what was it? Got us 2 pounds of product. So we're going to see what 32 ounces of this gives us. These are smaller, so and they seem a little lighter. I reckon it will be less, but we're going to see. So we got that zeroed out on the ounces. We'll go ahead and fill this up. That's about at the 32 mark. So that is about 22 ounces. What's that? 8, 16, that's about 1.5 pounds. So I know every one of these I'll be doing about 1.5 pounds. And just like before, unless I'm doing fertilizer, when I'm doing any of my soil amendments, I prefer to use this Scott hand spreader. I do like the mechanical one. I don't like the electrical one that does on its own. I like to wind it myself. But that's what I like to use. So that got me about halfway, 1.5 pounds. I know that this thing will usually hold about 5 pounds worth of product. Just because I like to work with whole numbers, it makes it easier for me. If that 32 ounces got me 1.5 pounds, I would only fill this up to 3 pounds. So I'll do that twice. Like I said, just so I'm not working with a decimal. So we'll go ahead and do this again. I got me a little more than 32. I'll pour a little bit out. And none of this has to be super exact. This is not fertilizer. It's not going to burn your yard or anything. You can put down too much of this and it'll never do any harm to the yard. Me personally, I like to be precise because I spread it on customers' yards. And of course, there's a cost component with that. So I like to be mindful of my dollars. But if you wanted to use this whole bag on a small yard, it would do nothing but help. And as most of the products I bring you, this is OMRI listed, or Organic Material Review Institute. So it is certified organic. It won't hurt your kids, won't hurt your pets. There are no chemicals in this product. It is just a pure humic acid and carbon source. So feel free to use as much as you want. You're only going to get benefit from it. But yep, so here we got 3 pounds. And I'm going to go ahead and just spread this over the yard. But if we're doing this at 2 pounds per 1,000, so my yard is 10,000 square feet. That means I want to put down a total of 20 pounds. Yep, 2 pounds per 1,000. So I want to put down a total of 20 pounds. So I would do this 7 times, end up putting 21 pounds on my yard. You know, I'll fill this up 7 times to 30. Well, actually, I would fill this up 14 times because it got me 1.5 pounds, yeah. But 7 total of these, right? So I would fill this whole thing up 7 times. I would know that I was at 21 pounds or very close to it. And, you know, I would be confident that I got 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. Before I spread that, I wanted to come back to this solution, and when I tell you it is pretty much all dissolved in there, there are not really any more granules in there. I see some dark smut down at the bottom, but for the most part, all of the granules have fully dissolved. So I guess when it says dispersible granule technology, you know, when it gets wet, it is very serious that when water hits this, it is pretty much going to dissolve into your soil.
On the beat.
Hey, after you apply this Humichar, make sure you blow it off. You see I got a little bit on the sidewalk here. And this puddle was already in the driveway, but you can see this stuff has already started dissolving in this water before I even got done servicing the whole yard. So that's probably going to leave a little stain on the driveway. I'm sure it'll wash off eventually, but yeah, just a heads up, make sure you blow this stuff off of your sidewalk when you're done applying. So if you want to get into the particulars of why humic acid and adding carbon to your soil, you know, working with soil amendments in the wintertime is important, definitely check back on our other video that we did on our optimized product if you want to review those benefits. But again, during this time of year, this winter time, where your grass isn't growing, work on your soil, improve your soil and get it ready for next season. Put yourself in a position to win come springtime, to where you're not playing catch up. You don't want to be where you're behind the ball, where you're dealing with insect problems and fungicide problems and things like that as they occur. Take care of your soil now, and then your soil will take care of you, you know, come the growing season. I want to thank everybody for tuning into our video this week. Definitely smash that subscribe button. Give us a like. Comment definitely if you have any questions or if you have anything to add to the conversation. And as always, man, we appreciate y'all checking out the channel. Check us out in 2 weeks. We'll have another informative video for you. Most likely something to do with the winter time that you can help to improve your lawn as we build up, ramp up, and start getting ready for our next growing season. So again, thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. It's your boy CJ with the Centipede Grass channel. And until next time, peace.
On the beat.